Hello everyone, Sasarai here with more Final Fantasy XI Scholar Quests. Stupid game day decided I ended up just waiting till the literal next day to do them. I just didn't feel well enough last night to continue doing this. I feel a little better tonight. Still got a little bit of sniffles, but not nearly as much as I did. A little bit of congestion, but again, not nearly as much. My brother bought me some medicine, so that kind of helps. Let me adjust the FPS here. Oops, no, I don't want that. There we go. We're going to talk to Erlene in the Eldium Necropolis once again. She is just in the entrance here from Battalion Downs. It's the main entrance from Battalion Downs, the one that's just south of the entrance to Upper Juno. Okay, it's like J12 or something like that. You've come quite a long way, Miro. The grimoire you hold there alone is evidence of that. Actually, I have yet another favor to ask of you. I fear that it may be a somewhat dangerous task, so I will understand if you refuse. But our fellow pupils are in dire need of assistance. Will you at least listen? Certainly. Go on. Thank you. Only it may be unwise to speak here. Come, follow me. Perhaps you have heard, but the educated and wise mages of the Allied forces have been disappearing as of late. Were it from the field of battle, perhaps it would not seem so suspicious. In many cases, however, it is happening right at our very own bases and encampments. They can no longer be thought of as isolated incidents, nor is the plight of Bastok alone. We have received reports of the same nature from the Sindoria and Windurst. At first, we assumed that they were merely deserters, fleeing in times of crisis. Yet the numbers are far too great to maintain that theory, and many of those gone missing would have no reason to do so under normal circumstances. Of course, investigation by the three nations is ongoing, but the Allied forces were formed such a short time ago, and are still in their nascent stages. At this point, we lack the rudimentary organization even to allow for effective exchange of information. That is why we scholars were selected by the Alliance to share in the burdens of communication. The multinational Scholastic network we already have in place far surpasses that of the armies. Officer Adelaide has appointed me the head of the investigations here in Bastok. Such other officials have been designated abroad as well. In Sandoria, the Royal Army has appointed Mashido. In Winders, it is Fen Lacrafel. In Durflin, Lena. For Argano, Nalkuku. And on the Norvalan front, it is Ulbrecht who is in charge, with whom you are already acquainted. I realize he may seem ill-suited to the task, but under normal circumstances, precisely such as these, that he shows how dependable he truly is. Our charge consists of taking the intel obtained by the armies and carefully analyzing it locally. I would like to ask you, Miro, to assist our colleagues in this task. There is currently a council being planned for all of the leaders in the near future. We will convene in order to share our collected information, and hopefully bring about a swift end to this ongoing tragedy. The council will be held in Sandoria. Unfortunately, I have been other pressing matters, and I will be unable to attend. I apologize for the abruptness of my request, but would you be willing to participate in the council in my stead? I owe you a great debt, Miro. You have my thanks. And please, let me know if there's anything which you might require. Yes, a thorough understanding of what to do. What? Oh, okay, it just teleported me back here. Alright, so, from here you want to go to, I believe, Southern Sandoria. Hang on, okay, I was checking my OBS and ended up not pointing my character in the right direction. The thing is, though, you gotta enter Southern Sandoria from the actual East Ronfair. So when we get to Southern Sandoria South, and I'll show you what I'm going to do. So we're going to go teleportation assistance. Now we're not going to go to Sandoria. We are going to go down here to Ronfair front. Now I could go to the East Ronfair, but that's literally on the very southern part of the map, so we're not doing that. We're just going to go here. As much as I love walking in or running through the fields of Ronfer, that's not happening at this time. Okay, I think we speak to, is it Remy that we talked to get out of here? No, okay. There we go. Okay. There, and now that we're out here, we're gonna turn around and go right back in. I know. Seems tedious, but there's a reason for it. I promise you that. Is that her over there? Hmm? Why, I do believe it is. Hello there, new pupil. I do say, Albrecht, you could do is attempt to remember some of your new pupils' names. Oh, he's just doing it on purpose. I believe he enjoys coming across as a bit aloof. There's no point in chastising him. None true at all. It's no wonder Erlene is at her wit's end. You know, for peers, you certainly are an unsparing lot. If she is my junior, then it stands to reason that she is junior to all of you as well. Might I be so bold as to ask exactly how you all came to hold yourselves above the standards you so eagerly apply to others? You certainly arrived sooner than I expected, Mira. If even the new pupil has arrived by now, what do you gather is keeping Fen? Even considering the distance from Winders, there's no reason she should be so delayed. When we first scheduled this meeting some time ago, there are, however, some parties who have yet to arrive. Unfortunately, there are urgent matters elsewhere which demand our immediate attention. I'm afraid I can only offer you the briefest of explanations. Initial investigations conducted by security forces on behalf of all nations have yielded disconcerting results. The Beastmen may well be seeking to compromise the Allied forces' decision-making and strategizing capabilities through a series of sneak attacks on our magic-wielding intelligentsia. A diversionary tactic, to be sure. They will be likely to play while we are occupied with gathering intel. I see plans within plans. That is where we scholars come in. Suffice it to say that we have certain means of taking care of this type of thing. Each nation has its own specialists who revel in flushing out fugitives at large. That is part of why we sought to convene here today. It was our belief that a thorough analysis of the information we have all gathered would naturally reveal the identity of the culprit. Yet we are missing a key piece. I fear... No, it would be improper of me to say. Surely you aren't implying that something has happened to Fen? You are quick to jump to conclusions. The war rages to new expenses with each passing day. It is by no means an understatement to say that the safe road of passage have all but disappeared from both continents. Not to mention that Fen is the professor's most stellar pupil. It is no small feat to have mastered the Schultzian arts to the extent that she has. I would gladly put my gill on her, should any beastman be foolish enough to cross her path. True enough. So what do you propose we do? This council will disband for the time being, and the main roads between Windhurst and here should be scoured with a fine-tooth comb. I see no other alternatives. Then that settles it. Miro, though your journey has just ended, I ask that you head back to inform Erlene of what transpired here. After that, please aid in the search for Fen. We shall meet again in the Saramoke Champagne. Go now. Okay. So they quite literally told us what we need to do. We need to return to the Eldium Necropolis, which fortunately, the book to get there is just over here. Oh, I'm not even close to it then. Accepted. Fair enough. So yeah, we want to go down here to the Norval in front. Eldium Necropolis, and up and away we go. Okay, so go back and talk to Erlene. Depending on how long this takes, I may have to swap over to a different job. Do one of their quests. Okay, here is Erlene. Mira, you must tell me what happened at the council. I've heard nothing but worrisome talk. What? Fen has gone missing? It had not occurred to me until now, but to think, if all those who wield magic are being targeted, then that would mean we scholars are at risk as well. To best protect ourselves, it would be wise to avoid being unaccompanied at all times, whether at home or abroad. Some may be unwilling to accept such a proposal, though. Despite their intellect and judgment, many of those among us are exceedingly confident, almost to a fault. Albrecht, not least of all. Miro, you have not yet gained wide recognition as a scholar. I pray that puts you at less risk than the others. When you meet with them, please advise them strongly against traveling or moving about on their own. And do take care of yourself as well. Okay. Well, that's that. Let's go head to Saramog Champagne. So we gotta enter there from the Rolandberry Fields. So we're just gonna head on over to the Rolandberry Fields. I don't remember if we have a book to the south version. If we don't, I'll just hop to the normal version and then hop into the Gaping Maw. Okay, teleportation assistance. We want to go to... Oh, that's not it. Yeah, we don't have one for here. Okay, so... Unless it's an Aragon for whatever reason. Yeah, no, we don't. We're gonna go to... May have been easier to just run up to Battalion Downs and then south. Oh well. This shows you another way you can get to Rolandberry's Field south if you need to. Or if you're inclined or want to, so to speak. Ah, there it is. I like the Rolandberry Fields. It's a very tranquil place. I used to see people AFKing at the entrance to this place back in the day. Alright, so now we're in Rolandberry Field South. Let's mount up. There you go. And we're gonna head over to Garlean Citadel. Oh, not Garlean Citadel, Saramog Champagne, where the Garlean Citadel is actually located. Is this the right one? I don't think I'm heading in the right direction. No, I gotta keep following the red. There, this looks right now. Yeah. Okay. Death Wasp. Yeah, that's a great name. It's almost like Killer Bees. Okay, so I'm thinking I need to go this way. No, that's incorrect. I do not need to go that way. I may need to dismount. No, the door just opens. Okay, that's cool. now I go this way. Yeah. Sorry, I don't come to the Rolandberry Fields South very often, so I don't come to Rolandberry Fields that often, whether it be the past or the present. I just know that there's a part here that connects to Ceremonial Champagne. A prompt arrival as always. Welcome, Mira. Your timing is as impeccable as ever. We are simply awaiting Mashirio's return. He's got ahead to make and is making the rounds, asking various questions of the sentries stationed in the area. He should be back at any moment. And here he comes now. Oh, he's got a red chocobo. The soldiers attest that they were able to follow Fen's tracks up until she entered Ceremonial Champagne. We've taken into account all possible routes from Winders and checked every questionable area along the way, and still we found nothing. In all likelihood, she was somewhere in the Champagne when she went missing. Which means she could very well be in the area where... Nay, she must be. I can feel it. Let us split her up and begin the search. Hoping to find her and take all the credit for yourself, are we? I'm not usually prone to engage in your small-minded chatter-watter, Mashido. But you've caught me in a spotty mood. Keep it up and see what happens. Oh, the wee one has a murderous rage in her. I wonder how would that head look without the ears and the nose on it? There they go again. Please break them up, would you? Squash it, Mira. Stand down. This is not your fight. You'll only be adding fuel to the fire. Best leave them be, and we'll meet up again when they've had some time to cool down. How can you possibly engage in your mindless bickering at a time like this? We should be searching for Fen without delay. Very well. In that case... You two, cease your quibbling for now. We will split up and commence the search for Fen. Mira, was it? Consider this a warning from a senior pupil. Don't assume you're safe simply because you're in Allied-held territory. Take care, and may the goddess watch over us all. That's good advice. I shall go my own way as well. Looks like Miro didn't tell them to stick together. Oops. You find yourself alone. Perhaps a search could turn up some sort of clue. Oh, we're still mounted. Cool. Excellent. Alright, so we need to go to J7. We are at F7 right now, so let's see. That is directly across from us. Okay. As long as the weather doesn't change to dusty, we should be okay. We also got to be aware of a goblin gorilla that patrols around where we need to get to. And by gorilla, I don't mean like the ape type creature. I mean like a gorilla fighter. Okay, so should be able to cut through here, I think. Yep. Now we're at H7, so we just gotta get over to J7. Being here brings back memories of our playthrough too. When I first came here, back in like 2007, or 2005, 6? Something like that. I was killed by one of those raptors. There's a goblin gorilla. There's the indescript markings that we need. Anyway, and then Silly and I coming through here were killed by a raptor. To be safe, you just gotta activate the cutscene. Among the rubble, a small number of stones are lined up neatly. Miro got taken away. Ah yes, these caves that they use so often in the Wings of the Goddess expansion. Miro, I should have expected as much. But as for Mashidio, well, despite your record of punctuality, it would seem that this time you're just a tad late. You must have somehow deduced how to use a porting stratagem to bring you here. Well, allow me to bid you welcome to Goryu's Reverie, home of the spectacularly multi-tiered geological strata, rare, gregarious cacti, and distinctively fresh plant life. Fleshy plant life, a veritable paradise for any scholar. Final destination, also, of all those missing magi that you so relentlessly seek. Look to this cliff. The depths below are not even visible. Such is its height. The ideal location for disposing of evidence, wouldn't you say? What evidence, you ask? You disappoint me. Even a junior pupil such as yourself, such as you, should be able to solve the problem. Why, the corpses of your deserters, of course. What else? And actually, while I'm at it, I suppose you would make a fine addition to that select group. After all, we senior pupils must see to the properly schooling even the most misbegotten of our juniors. You see, by imbibing the blood of the Magi, the grimoire is transmuted into its most primordial and powerful expression. At first, I went to the great lengths to limiting myself to feeding it only beastmen Magi, capturing and testing the blood of Yagudo, orcs, what have you. But it just didn't seem to be working out. Of course, with the gift of hindsight, I now realize the naive folly of this initial attempt. I then moved on to sating its thirst with the blood of those who were altogether unschooled in the contents of the grimoire itself. That also led to unsatisfactory results. And then one day, I found myself at an allied infirmary, where a mage heavily wounded in combat was undergoing treatment. In desperation, I placed the grimoire to his wound, and at long last, found the result I was seeking. The letters within began to take on a dull red sheen, pulsating in their newfound bloodlust. And the rest, as they say, is history. I took considerable effort to ascertain what type of blood was required to imbue each individual page. I dare say I even had the good fortune to encounter many pleasing surprises along the way, which never fit into my original calculations. Thanks to the multinational investigation, for example, the quality and quantity of my quarry increased immensely. What's that? The others will come to help you, you say? If you truly believe that, then I fear I may have some bad news for you. Mashidio there was the last. I'm sure by now he has crossed over and joined his dear friend Fen in the Eternal War Planner's room. I like to picture them engaged in heated intellectual discourse over the intricacies of their own deaths. Still, it pains me somewhat to have to drag in even the acquaintances of my colleagues. It just makes it harder to justify it all from a moral standpoint, you know? And that brings me to you, Miro. You showed such market progress and had such a promising future. But please, do not feel discouraged. Your death will not be in vain. I promise you. After all, in one manner of speaking, you will become to be the subject of my greatest scholastic achievement. was that? No matter, the completion of the true grimoire is at hand. Then I shall be one step closer to him in unparalleled heights. Alright, we got Ulbricht's mortarboard there. And now, I don't think we're too far from it. We're just gonna run up to the book. So, as something I've noticed from the initial classes that you could unlock, and you start off with unlocked, you know, warrior, thief, paladin, dark knight, and all that. Their quests were interesting, but they felt disjointed and kind of just there. After doing Blue Mage and Puppet Master, though, those quests were a lot more involved, and actually, their stories were really interesting. Like, I see a difference in them. I don't know if you guys can or not, but I like them. And it seems like in Wings of the Goddess, they took that a step forward with improving the storytelling aspects of the Scholar questline so far. I'm liking this. Pally Bully. Okay. I love the crab mount. Alright, so we're gonna head back to the Norval in front. There we go. Clan Bear Fighter. Okay. What is it, Miro? Your expression does not bode well. Please tell me what you've learned. But that cannot be. All of the pupils? And what of Ulbricht? Surely he has not disappeared as well. Tell you the truth, I don't like Ulbricht. This is Ulbricht's hat, but how? What has that fool gone and done now? I'm sorry. I must not become so distracted. You must get to Goyu's reverie. A thorough search of the area will require assistance, however. I will contact Officer Adelaide. Begging your pardon. My apologies for interrupting. I am Nagmaloda of the Allied Forces. I have been sent by General Headquarters. An audience has been requested of you, should you have the time. General Headquarters? But that could only mean... Please, take your time making any preparations you must before departure. I shall await you outside. Miro, take these. It is your very own pair of Scholar's braces. I wish it was under better circumstances that I was presenting them to you. I didn't intend for it to happen this way. I must go now to see for what reason I am being summoned. But please, do please come back another time, and now I shall take my leave of you. We will see each other again soon. Alright. So let's look at our Scholar's bracers. We have MP plus 15, Mind plus 3, Spell Interruption Rate down 20%, and M-Mini minus 2. Not bad. Compared to our other gloves here, which are fucking level 38. I got 8 defense on them. This is a pretty big improvement. Excellent. Alright guys, that's going to be it for the second of the artifact quests here for a scholar. Join me again for the third.